happened? Yeah, I know it looks like shit right now. You need to let me cook. What do you mean by that? Bitch, what money? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing fantastic. First and foremost, hello and welcome. Like, what the fuck? There's so many new faces on my channel. It's so lovely to see. I've never had this many people being so nice to me at once, so I can't lie, I don't mind it. I don't. Keep them coming. Keep the compliments coming. On a serious note though, thank you guys so much for all the love that you've shown me on my recent content. I've wanted to make this kind of content for so long, but I've just been like, who the f wants to hear me talk for that long? Apparently, people do. I hope you enjoy your stay. Grab a drink, grab a chair, let's chill. So before I really get into this video, I just want to let you guys know that a Love is Blind video will be coming out in a few days. This video is kind of just like a little in between, like a little limbo video, I guess. So because there's so many new faces, I kind of just wanted to sort of introduce myself, do a little like get to know me type thing, but I also want to paint. I just needed something to force me to continue this painting because I started it like 4 months ago and I haven't touched it since. This is an oil painting. They take so long to dry. It's so fucking annoying. But I will show you my little inspo pic. So this is my little setup. I have my oil paints, my paintbrushes, my easels, water, and some paintbrush cleaner. So while the main purpose of this video is for you guys to kind of get to know me, I am also going to keep with the Love is Blind theme, and I'm gonna talk about my dating experiences. So that's gonna be fun. First of all, you may be asking, who's this random girl on my screen and why should I give a fuck about what she's gotta say? Well, my name is Shalom, or Shay, or Shah, whatever you wanna call me. I'm Nigerian. I'm 26. I'm not gonna tell you my sign. I'm just gonna say that I'm an earth sign. I want y'all to try to figure it out in the comments what my sign is, because I feel like it's glaringly obvious. I'm the eldest of 4 siblings, all boys. It was a bit scary growing up, I can't lie. I live in Australia. I live in Western Australia to be specific. I have been here for about 12 years now. I've been living in Australia for like half my life now. It's super chill. My parents told me that we almost moved to Houston, Texas. If my parents did end up taking us to Texas, then I probably would have seen Beyonce by now. So maybe I shouldn't be talking shit. I've been here half my life, which I find like that's so crazy. Relative to a lot of other places in the world, life here is like quite easy. And it's nice, the weather's beautiful. Like I love it in Australia. I don't think I would go live anywhere else for an extended period of time. I can see myself moving elsewhere for maybe like a year, 2 years is pushing it. A year and a half max. I'm always gonna come back to Australia. I really do love it here. I graduated high school. I went to uni. When I first started uni, I studied architecture because I really love art, as you can see, but it's also like not what I was expecting at all. It's incredibly... Bitch, can you stay on? It can be incredibly tedious and you have to be so passionate about it. And who the fuck is passionate about architecture? Like, be so fucking for real. Not me, apparently. Y'all wanna know my current hyperfixation? It's Back on 7-4 or Back on 74 by Jungle. It's so excellent and I cannot stop watching the music video. So I stopped doing architecture a year and a half in, and then I wanted to study psychology, but my parents low-key bullied me out of it. If you're West African, you know. Incredibly high standards. That's okay. I do love learning, so I won't say that I'm glad that they pushed me to do it, but I'm not so pissed off anymore. I changed my major. I changed from neuroscience to... I think I may have changed to psychology for a little bit without telling my parents. And then I changed to physiology because that's what all the pre-med students were doing. And I really liked physiology, but I regret not sticking it out with neuroscience because it was so interesting and I was good at it. I was actually good at it. I shouldn't have let like my friends' fears affect my own, but you know, it is what it is. I was so young and I graduated with my Bachelor of Science in Physiology. And then I took a year off and then I did my master's in health policy. I graduated 2 years ago now, and I've been struggling to get a job ever since. Really fucked up, actually. My student debt is just sitting there. So that's fun. What else? I like to paint. I like to go to the beach. I like to draw. I love to travel. I love to play tennis. I recently got into reformer Pilates and I'm obsessed. Something about having like a woman's calming voice explaining what you need to do, it's just so... it's a certain je ne sais quoi. So I guess I'm gonna talk more about my ex-boyfriends as opposed to like dating in general. I started dating when I was 20. I think I was just about to turn 21. The reason I started dating so late is because I have Nigerian parents and I wasn't allowed to. Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you, and if you know, you know. Nigerian parents, African parents, ethnic parents, strict parents, whatever. I can only speak for myself, I'm Nigerian. So Nigerian parents, they're like, you can't date, you gotta focus on your books, all through high school, all through university, and then as soon as you get that damn degree, they're like, where's your fucking husband? And I was speaking to my mother about this when I was like 17, 18, because I was obviously still at uni. I wasn't allowed to date. I was like, so I'm not allowed to date, but you expect me to be married like straight out of uni? I was like, do you expect one of my male friends to just propose to me out of the blue? And she was like, it could happen. Girl, no the hell it can't. So my first boyfriend, let's call him Yellow. I met Yellow on Tinder. It was right before my 21st birthday, and when I was 20, I was really fucking awkward, like mass social anxiety as a child, mind you. And I feel like I need to say this so you can understand why I made some of the decisions that I made. Yeah, I know it looks like shit right now. You need to let me cook. You need to let me cook. I know you say you want some moms, the money to divide, you know I know that. So like, he was nice enough for a 21-year-old me. It was my first relationship. I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking out for, but honestly, I will say that I am glad that I didn't start dating until, I guess, later than most, or at least in the like in Australia, in the context of where I am. Anywho, I guess it was like an okay relationship. Like, I really don't know what to say. We were together for 2.5 years. One thing I will say that I feel very lucky that I was able to witness was this guy's family unit. Like, literally the most sane, mentally healthy family you have ever met. Like, it was so beautiful. Also, I do have to attribute him for getting me to stop being scared of dogs, because he did have a family dog. This man never told me I was pretty, by the way. Like, ever. It made me so insecure. Like, I dead ass that I was ugly. And then when I called him out on it, he'd be like, you know how I am, you know, that's just not me. Like, I'm not emotionally expressive like that. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I understand. Because I didn't know that with relationships, if somebody has a need and the other person's not meeting it, then you are allowed to be like, okay, on to the next. Anywho, yeah, he never called me pretty. When I was like, why don't you ever call me pretty? He's like, oh, I thought you already knew. Everyone else calls you pretty. I didn't think you needed to hear it from me. What do you mean by that? And bruh, I was like, yeah, that sounds logic. Yeah, sure. Even though it did make me feel like shit, I didn't want to be like the needy girl, which is so crazy, because like everything I'm describing how I was in this relationship is the complete opposite to the way I am now. Like, I don't stand for bullshit at all. If you do one thing that I don't like, I'm out. Sorry. Okay, this brush sucks ass. I asked him who his celebrity crush was, and he literally listed off a bunch of white girls, and then guess what he said? He said Zendaya. Nah, babes, I was in the trenches. This is so embarrassing. This is actually so embarrassing. Listen. It was my first relationship, okay? I made mistakes. I've learned my lesson. So then I ended up breaking things off with him because I was just like, we're just literally two completely different people. And we were very on and off in this like 2.5-year period that we were together. We were super on and off. So I think when I finally broke things off, he was like, nah, she's gonna come back. I didn't. And then guess what he started doing? Guess what he started doing after 2.5 years, after I finally broke up with him? He started finally calling me fucking pretty. I was studying. He literally brought me this beautiful bouquet of pink roses. He brought me like a bunch of snacks. He brought me iced tea. I was like, where was this before? Honestly, like overall, it was a pretty amicable breakup. We stayed friends on Instagram and stuff for like probably like a couple years after, until I just had to unfollow, because like he had a big family, he had so many friends that I followed on Instagram. I was like, bro, y'all gotta go. At that point, like, I had realized that it's not normal to never ever be validated by your partner. So yeah, that was my first boyfriend. So it's probably about an hour later now, and I've made a fair bit of progress. It no longer looks raggedy. Like you can see, there's a bit of form to it. Bitch, if you haven't picked up a paintbrush and put some shit on a canvas in a while, go do it. It's just so grounding. Like, it's the same feeling when I've been like cooped up in my apartment for like 3 days straight, haven't left at all. And then I go outside and I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. Go listen to this song right now. Go away. Ain't nobody's girlfriend gonna be there. Okay, so let's talk about my second and final ex. Yes, I only have 2 exes. And honestly, it was like really cute. Like, it was a fun little cute moment. I don't know, he like had a bit of an attitude and I didn't like that. He would sass me from time to time. I'm like, bitch, that's my job. Yeah, things were nice for a bit, but like I realized that my needs were not being met. He was fine with hanging out like once a week. And I'd bring it up several times to him and there was always an excuse. And he did travel a lot, but even when he was back, I wasn't being prioritized. So, you know, we had that discussion maybe 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I was like, I'm out. I won't miss ya. Like, when I was talking to him about how I didn't feel like my needs were being met, he wouldn't focus on the task at hand. He'd be like, well, we've been seeing each other for this long and your parents don't know about me. Mind you, allegedly his parents knew about me. I don't know that. I never met them. At that point, I was just like, yeah, there's no point arguing. And then it somehow turned into him insinuating that I was a gold digger. This was because we went on this trip. But we planned this trip, we went away, he paid for the accommodation, which he was totally fine with, by the way. And mind you, like, he was making like a good amount for himself. He also lived with his parents, I didn't. So he was saving a shit ton of money. This is why I can't stand 50-50 men. Like, I cannot stand people who are so pedantic about money. Like, coming from a Nigerian culture, we're just so like hospitable. Whenever I plan birthdays, whenever I plan events, I always pay for everything. Like, I make sure there's food, I make sure there's drinks, I make sure shit is provided. So I'm never like pocket watchy about money because that's not how I grew up. You should want to pay for my shit. What is wrong with you? Anyways, so we went on that trip and amazing. Things were going good and it slipped my mind that I had to pay him. Like, it was in the back of my mind, but I was just like, oh, like, I know he doesn't need it. He's making a good amount. I literally just bought a $25,000 car in cash. And after that trip, I knew I had to pay him back and I was going to, but he never asked me to. So I was just like, okay, I'll do this when I'm comfortable with it. Like, this is my boyfriend. We trust each other. He knows that I'm gonna pay him back. Anyways, during the breakup, this is the kind of stuff that he would randomly bring up out of the blue. But the way he brought it up was insinuating that I was a gold digger. I don't remember exactly what he said, but along the lines of like, he was scared that I was using him for his money. Bitch, what money? Like, he was doing well for himself. That's because he fucking lived at home with his parents. I'm so sorry, which is amazing. I love that. Live with your parents as long as you need to, if you are able. I love that for you. I'm actually quite jealous. So he was like newly graduated from uni. I think he was like in the 1st or 2nd year of his job. It was like a good job, but he was a graduate. So he wasn't making insane amounts of, I don't know exactly how much he was making, but it could not have been that much. I think he thought this because he had like a pretty good job title while he was just starting out. Like, eventually he's going to be making like a good amount of money. Like, think along the lines of like doctor, lawyer. Like, if you have ethnic parents, they would be very, very happy if you had this job. So whenever he'd meet my friends and I'd tell them what he did, they'd be like, ooh, he got money. Obviously it's a fucking joke. In the moment, he never brought it up, but I'm just thinking like that's the only thing that comes to mind as to why he would think. Because I owed him $500 is now gold digging. I would have given it to him if he asked. I just didn't think it was a pressing issue, and he was my boyfriend. Like, I thought it was just like, ha ha he he. Like, he's supposed to take care of me. Also, I knew he was just bring this up just to fucking have something against me, because just before we had this whole fight, like this whole breakup fight, there was an eclipse going on like 10 hours away from where I live. He wanted to go up there and take pics. I was like, well, first, like, I'm working full time, and also I really don't have the funds. He was like, oh no, that's fine. Like, I really don't mind. I just want you there with me. I'll pay for everything. It's fine. This was while I still owed him that $500, by the way. I know I'm not 100% in the right here, but if he gave me like a time, okay, Shalom, give me the money by this time, I would have given this to him. And he knew that, which is why when he brought that whole, oh, you owe me $500 thing, you're using me for money, I'm so scared you're using me for money. As soon as he said that, I sent that $500. I was just like, I'm washing my hands of this, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you and your $500. Mind you, we broke up just before his birthday, and I had booked us a weekend stay at this beautiful hotel, which cost more than $500. Like, I had the money. If I thought it was a pressing issue, I would have given it back to him. I think he did apologize for that eventually. The fact that he was just not able to focus on the task at hand, like, I'm telling you I have needs. I'm telling you, if we're gonna be in this together, we're gonna have to compromise. I very well could have seen him like 4 days a week. I'm happy with seeing you like at least 2 or 3. But no, that was simply too much. And then we literally blocked each other on everything. We both had 2 Instagram accounts. We blocked each other on both. Anyways, I think at some point I unblocked him on iMessage or something, and he was like, hey, this was like maybe a week after we had that big blowout. He's like, do you want to meet in person and hash this out? I was like, no, like, let's just do a phone call if you want to do it. At this point, I was very much over him. Not only had he given me the ick, not only was he not willing to meet my needs, but he called me a gold digger. You live with your fucking parents, bitch. The audacity. It seemed like he wanted closure. I think maybe he thought that a part of me wanted to get back with him, because when I'm in relationships, I'm incredibly lovey-dovey, but like once you fucking cross my boundary, you will not get a shred of love or care from me ever again. Anyways, he wanted to call. I was like, okay, let's have a little chat over the phone. It seemed like he had stuff he wanted to get out, so he called me. He got his stuff out, and he was like, do you have anything you want to say? I was like, not really. And that was it. That was the last time I spoke to that motherfucker. My goal always is to be able to take care of myself and give myself everything that I want. So if a man comes into my life, he needs to be willing to do that too. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I think that relationship is what made me just like kind of switch off. Like, I went from lover girl to kind of just like stoic, having zero wanting to be in a relationship anytime soon. Like, I mean, I guess if it happens, but I'm not actively chasing after it. Not on any dating apps, haven't been on them for months and months. When I go out, I don't make eye contact with men. I'm just tired, bruh. I've only had 2 relationships and I'm already tired. Yeah, so that's me. That's my dating life at the moment. After I did break up with my most recent ex, I literally started dating straight away because I liked him so much. And then with that whole breakup, he gave me the most violent fucking ick. So I just got over him really quickly, like so quickly. And I was on the dating apps like probably the week after. And yeah, you know, I had my fun. I met some guys. I went on dates. And the thing is, like, as I get older, I find myself being able to pull more successful, more attractive men. It's what I deserve, truly. It really is. I really do love that for me. Now, off the topic of boys, a whole lot of new people on my channel. What kind of videos do you want to see? I already have like a couple videos planned out. Of course, I have 2 more Love is Blind videos coming out shortly, and then I'm going to do a video on Blair Waldorf, similar to the one that I did, pretty much exactly the same format with the one that I did with Serena. Go watch that if you haven't already, if you want. I don't know, you don't have to. I'd really like it if you did though. And then I'm going to release 2 videos on the MTV show Awkward. And then I also want to do a video on this like iconic movie that I really liked as a kid. So I have a couple videos planned, and they're all commentary, deep dive type videos. I was thinking of doing like Harry Potter because I grew up in like a very strict religious traditional family, so I was not allowed to watch Harry Potter as a kid. Dude, one time I was like 9 years old. It was the last day of music class, so we didn't have any work to do. The music teacher put on Harry Potter for us to watch. I felt so guilty for being in that class. I literally put my head down and went to sleep. because I didn't want to disobey my parents. So I've never seen Harry Potter. Bitch, I wasn't even allowed to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the cartoon. Please don't be mad that I haven't seen any of the Harry Potter films. It's just like, it's so daunting, the idea of watching that many films, and they're also really long. So I don't know, if you want me to do sort of like a watching Harry Potter for the first time video or something, I am happy to oblige. This is honestly so crazy. Thank you so much to all the new people that have recently showed up on my channel. I've been making videos for as long as I can remember, like not even necessarily posting them on YouTube, but I used to make like I used to make music videos with my friends, sometimes by myself. Oh my god, I found a gold mine of a video that I made when I was maybe like 9 years old. I'm gonna insert a clip here because it's just really fucking funny. I bet you changed your wardrobe since we met. Now I so easily you offer me gone is left. It's you that I'll be. That ain't something I would do. Guess what song's coming up next? I can't believe I only ended up doing 2 jellyfish heads. I really thought I would be able to finish this. Delusion. That's gonna be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is just the most fucking random video. This is what I do on my channel, by the way. I love art, so I'm probably gonna keep making art content even though y'all are responding really well to the commentary. Sorry. Yeah, I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch this video, but I don't care because I had such a good time doing this. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. You might as well like the video. If you want to follow me on my social medias, they will be at the end of the video and down below. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!